Tori, this is Double Life, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my November TBR, where my TBR jar is going to pick my November TBR. So I first started doing this in November, and I had honestly the best time picking the books, you know, setting my TBR, stepped out of my comfort zone, and I read a lot of really cool books, so I'm very excited for today's video. Before we dive into some prompts that I pick out of my TBR jar, I want to mention my book club pick, which is a book club I run with Christy from Christy Reads a Lot. We have a book club called Leave It to the Pros Book Club, where we primarily read historical fiction, and for November our pick is The Lies We Leave Behind by Noelle Salazar. So Noelle Salazar is actually one of my all-time favorite historical fiction authors, and she has a brand new book out, which is The Lies We Leave Behind. And it is a World War I, I think, or World War II, where she is a female pilot and she is injured and she gets kind of like sent to a rehabilitation program, and there she meets someone. That's all I know. I'm going to go into it just knowing that, but our live show will be on Christy's channel later in November. You can check out our Instagram to see the actual date. We haven't picked a date yet, but we do know that's our book. I'm very excited. I cannot wait to read this book. I love Noelle Salazar's writing. Literally one of my all-time favorite authors. So I hope you join us for that live show. I literally cannot wait. Literally cannot wait. We're gonna pick my first prompt. So these books I pulled from my bookshelf, like my rotating bookshelf that's in my loft. That's where I have like books that are on my TBR, like not monthly TBR, just books that I want to read. So I pulled them and I put them on my TBR card so you could see them. Now, November is a weird month because I still want to read like dark gothic fantasy romance, but I also am going to start wanting to read holiday romances. So I have a couple of fantasy romances, holiday romances, and just like other books that I want to read. Okay, so let's pick the first prompt. Now the prompts that I picked from October, for my October TBR, they're not in this. I threw those away. So it's not going to be repetitive. Okay, so this is the first one. A book you started but never finished. Oh, you know what? A book I started and never finished. That's actually a good one. Okay, so I'm going to pick Business Casual by B.K. Borson. This is a book that I definitely need to read before the end of the year, for sure. Like, 100% for sure I need to read this before the end of the year. This is the last book in this series, the Love Light Farm series. I've read all the other books and I really enjoyed them. I actually started the audiobook for this back when it came out because I placed a hold on it, and I started listening to the audiobook and I didn't like the narrators. Like it was like distracting because I didn't like their voices or whatever. It's more of like a personal thing. So I stopped the audiobook and I never actually finished. Like, I never actually picked up the physical book, and I have it. So, like, I even have a bookmark in here because I was like, I need to finish this. So, I definitely will be reading this. I definitely need to read this. Okay, I'm actually really glad that that prompt popped up because definitely need to finish that. So, that's prompt number 1. Okay, let's do prompt number 2. I think I'm going to do like 6 or 7 maybe. Maybe 8, 9. We'll see. We'll see. Oh no, I lost it, whichever one that was. My hand doesn't fit in this thing. Okay, here's prompt number 2. Fantasy Why Choose? Fantasy. Oh my gosh, this is perfect. Hang on. Okay, so I actually had to go grab the special edition that I have. So I have this edition from Dark and Quirky of Dark Fae by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti. So this is the interior, or this is the hardback or whatever. So these are special editions that I was gifted from Dark and Quirky a while ago, and I think this was like right before I read the Zodiac Academy series. Now I technically do have to finish up the last 2 books in the Zodiac Academy series, which tentatively I definitely want to do before the end of the year. Those are just really thick books and I just have to commit, you know what I mean? I just have to commit. But this is I'm pretty sure this is a Fantasy Why Choose. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check, but I think like this in particular, because I already have it on my Kindle. Actually, I put it in a what's on my Kindle video because I do want to read it. I just, you know, like never get around to it. Okay, Dark Fae. So the original cover has a girl with a purple hair. And the heroine will end up with multiple love interests, so you never have to pick. Okay, so I'm assuming by like the end of the series, it'll become like obviously a why choose. So I think she meets people throughout the book. So I'm counting this one, so I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited. Okay, so that is prompt number 2. Okay, it's going really well, actually. I was kind of nervous that, like, I wouldn't know what to pick. You know what I mean? Okay, so let's shake, shake, shake more. Try to get some of the ones at the bottom. Okay. So we're gonna pick this one. Second Chance book. Second Chance. Oh, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love a good second chance, but like, I don't know. Hang on. Is this one? Okay, so I thought Christmas Tree Farm might be a second chance. It is not a second chance. So we're gonna put that one back. Okay. I think Make the Season Bright by Ashley Herring Blake is a second chance romance. Let me double check. It says that she was left at the altar by her ex-fiance. It says 2 exes find themselves stuck in the same house for Christmas in this holiday romance by Ashley Herring Blake. So this will probably be later in November that I read this, because usually like after Thanksgiving is when I really like pick up holiday romances. So second chance book. Okay, we're doing great. This is great. I'm getting like some of the books on my TBR, like really on my TBR, so I'm very excited for this one. Let me know if you've read this one already. It's been out for a little bit, but okay, so that's 3. Let's pick. I always get nervous when I sit down to film this, but then like when I sit down, I'm having like the best time with it. Okay, so this one is the next one. Oh, this is a long prompt. A book that takes place in a country you would like to visit. Okay, so a lot of these are fantasy. So it's set in like a fantasy world. I feel like that's cheating. You know what? I think I'm gonna pick a historical fiction book, which all of my historical fiction books are right here. Okay, so I'm actually going to pick The Paris Library by Janet Skesline Charles. I think I'm pronouncing this. So this takes place, it's a dual timeline, but it's set at the start in Paris 1939, so around World War I, World War II, like in between that time. And then it also takes place during Montana 1983, so like a then now type of a thing. And I have had this on my shelf for literally years. This came out in 2021, so I've had this on my shelf for literally years, so I cannot wait to read it. The inside is like so pretty actually. So yeah, I've also never read anything by this author. So another historical fiction added to my TBR. Okay, because I would love to visit Paris. Like, Paris, France, stop. I would love to. Okay. I'm going to pick this one. Oh, it's hot. It's supposed to be fall time, but it is hot here. A book with a gothic setting. Listen, I asked for prompts over on my Instagram and my Patreon. People know me to a core. Okay, a gothic setting. Okay, so I just bought The 13th Child by Aaron A. Craig when I did when I stopped at Barnes & Noble just to see. It's beautiful. The inside's pretty. So this says, a hauntingly, deeply romantic tale of life and death. I'm assuming this is gothic. You know what? I'm pretty sure it's gothic because Christy recently read it. Yeah, Christy recently read this and said it was. Yeah, scrumptious, gothic, ornate. A lot of people blurb this. Okay, so I'm definitely going to read this. I want to say my audio should be coming in relatively quickly for this, but honestly, who knows? We'll see if I get the audio. If not, I'll read it physically. But you guys know, love a gothic book. Okay, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll do like a couple more. Okay, this is actually like super easy to pick books. Okay, what's this one? Fall Vibes cover. Oh, perfect. Okay, so it is fall. Oh my god, I'm so excited that I got this one. Literally picking these at random. Okay, so I have the audio actually, like, it's the end of October when I'm filming this. So my audio actually just came in for the Cinnamon Bun bookstore. So I've heard really great things about this. Now, this has a fall cover, like fallish vibes, but I don't know if it actually takes place during fall, which I personally don't really care. But I want to read this and I'm very excited. So, okay, that one was super easy. Like, come on, fall vibes cover, come on. Okay, we'll do a couple more. What is this one? A book you hope is worth the hype. Ooh, that's actually a really good one. Okay, actually, I'm gonna look on my Kindle because I do have a decent amount of books on my Kindle. You know what is a really good one? Okay, so it is The Songbird and the Heart of Stone by Carissa Broadbent. So this is the 3rd book in the Crowns of Nyaxia series, which I read the other 2 books in the Crowns of Nyaxia series, the full-length books, and then I read the novella. I love those books. But this actually comes out on the 19th of November, which is, this has been an anticipated release for me, and I do know that some friends recently got an ARC of this book and said that it was absolutely amazing. So I'm really hoping that it is going to be worth the hype. We'll add that one because I do like to add some new releases to my TBR. Okay. And then we'll pick one more. One more, and let me go all the way to the bottom. Okay, this one came all the way from the bottom. A book with a 2-word title. 2-word title. Actually, let's look at my Kindle again. We'll see. I feel like I have one that's probably a 2-word title is actually really hard. You know which one I think I'm gonna choose? I have a couple that's on here, but I'm gonna choose one of the oldest ones that I have downloaded, and that is Fireline by Maggie Gates. Fireline by Maggie Gates is actually the 3rd book in the Griffin Brothers series, so it's an enemies to lovers romance. They have 3 rules. I've seen these characters in the 2nd book, which I read the 2nd book, and a lot of people really like the series, so that's one on KU that I am going to pick for a 2-word title, because I think Fireline is 2-word. Yeah, Fireline. Okay. I want to make sure it wasn't 1 word because I don't know, but those are all the books that I'm going to read. Okay, let's go through them really quickly because I have all the prompts here. They're completely out of order, but that's fine. Okay. A book you hope is worth the hype. This is the Carissa Broadbent book. I'm actually very excited for that one. Fall Vibes is going to be at Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. Gothic Setting is The 13th Child, which is actually my first book by this author, so I'm very excited. A book you started but never finished, which is actually BK Borison's book. So I'm very excited for that one. Fantasy Why Choose, that's going to be Dark Fae by the duo Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti. A book that takes place in a country you would like to visit. We're going to do the Paris Library, which I'm very excited for. Second Chance book, which is Make This Season Bright by Ashley Herring Blake. A book with a 2-word title, Fireline by Maggie Gates. Okay, so those are all of the books, and I got through some of actually, a lot of these books were on my TBR for like a while, so that's all of them. Okay, well that was so fun. If you've made it this far and you want to let me know, leave me a Paris, like the Eiffel Tower emoji in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe for more content from me. As always, I hope you're living a novel life, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.